So welcome to Wednesday morning's healing class. On our Wednesday morning healing class, we generally just do 10, 12 minutes of warm-up exercises. The idea is just to get the blood and the chi flowing well around the body, just to get this energy going. And then we move on to our standing meditation. The standing meditation can be done standing, as it's implied, or you can sit down, or you can even lie down if you want. And sometimes I suggest to people they put a chair behind them so they can stand for as long as they can stand for. And if they get tired, they can sort of sit back down onto the chair as well. And so you can set yourself up for that. But the idea is that we do 10 minutes of warm-up exercises, and then we move on to the meditation section. If you're watching on YouTube and you're not capable of the exercises, or you don't want to do them. But the other thing I mentioned about those exercises is that although I suggest, turning all the way around and looking back, you can do very small variations of the exercises as well. Just a little version of them, not too much. If your back is sore, for instance, or you're worried about your shoulders or your neck, you can do a very small version of it. But what you imagine is that your whole body can turn sweepingly in one direction and can turn in the other direction. Use your mind to complete the exercises. And what happens is that after a period of time, your mind starts to get used to the idea of doing the exercise, and then your body will turn a little bit further. And you'll maybe not in one day, but over a period of a couple of weeks, you do a small version of the exercise, and then the body just allows you to do a bigger version of the exercise. So to begin with, you can just turn and look back over your shoulder and see how your back feels, see how your spine feels. Do the same on the other side and just test it out. And you can get a sort of feeling for how your back and your spine are today, your hips and your knees. If there's anything that's sort of slightly worrying you with your neck, for instance, then just be very, very careful about it. Just go very slowly. So what we're going to do is we're just going to turn from the waist and just let the body freely move. Stay relaxed. Let the body gently turn from side to side. As we turn like this, the spine turns. First thing to turn is deep inside the belly, lower dantian. So we're moving from this core of energy right inside the core of us here. So that turns first. Then the spine turns. And when the spine turns, it moves the shoulders, which then move the arms. And the arms are just soft and they gently wrap around your body and tap onto the sides of your body. You can open up the palms so they slap onto the side of the body. You can feel that satisfying thump on the small of your back as the hands strike what's called the Ming Men gate. And then we have the forearms just tapping onto the tummy button here, just striking that energy point as well. So what we're doing is we're turning the core of our body, but we're also striking the core acupuncture points on the body. There are points at the front and back here, but also on the sides as well. And so we get this kind of stimulation of points round the belly, waking up the chi deep inside, getting your body moving. Keep the shoulders soft, keep the elbows soft, keep the wrists soft, keep the knees soft. So we don't stand with straight legs, we just let the knees really soften down. So as I say, the warm-up exercises are just, well, they're standard to every single class that I do. I just think that getting the chi and blood moving in this way and just gentle turns and stretches of the body is a really, really positive way to start our exercises. Just to get the chi flowing well through your body. So there's a kind of a series of ideas in Chinese medicine. The first one is called Yi-Dao, Qi-Dao. And that says where the mind goes, the chi follows. So as we're thinking about this exercise, we're thinking about our belly and we're thinking about turning our belly from side to side. And because we're using our mind to think about that process, the mind goes down to the belly. and starts to turn the belly from side to side. And so because the mind has moved down into lower dantian, into the belly, the qi follows. So qi from round your body is attracted to deep inside your belly just by thinking about the core of your body, just by putting your mind in the core of the body and gently turning the core of the body from side to side. And then, so the first step, 𝐸𝐴 𝐸𝐴, where the mind goes, the qi follows. The next step is 𝐸𝐴 𝐸𝐴. The qi moves around the body, and where the qi moves, the blood moves. And so as we get flows of qi moving around our body, doing these exercises, the flows of blood follow. And I'd like to add another line, which is 𝐸𝐴, but I don't know what the nutrients, what the word nutrients are in Chinese, because of course where blood flows, then all of the nutrients in the body flow as well. The oxygen flows, and all the hormones and nutrients that are required to heal the body. So we see this process of the mind going to a place, the qi follows to that place, the blood follows to that place, and implicit in that is the idea that oxygen and healing elements follow in that place as well. And so this is the process of self-healing. So at the moment, we put everything in the core of our body, and all of the energy of our body goes to the core. Okay, let's change this exercise a little bit. Slow down slightly, but go a bit further. Look over your shoulder a bit further. Now we can get the neck to move. Now we can get the upper spine to move. But keep your mind in your belly. So what tends to happen is when we switch on to this second part of the exercise, we suddenly find ourselves thinking about our head. And what happens then when you're thinking about your head, or your neck, and turning your head and neck further, is that the qi moves up into your head. It follows this idea of 𝐸𝐴 𝐸𝐴. And when the qi moves up into your head, you can suddenly find yourself feeling quite dizzy. So whilst I'm asking you to move your head and neck, I'm asking you to keep your mind still deep in your belly. What happens if inadvertently you suddenly become dizzy? Well, the best thing to do is to think about your toes. Squeeze your toes against the ground. Really connect downwards, tips of the toes deep into the earth. Imagine the toes connecting, big toes, next toe long, index toe, middle toe, ring toe, yeah, tiny toe, all of the toes, the tops of the toes just squeezing gently against the ground. Just imagine that the toes are really well connected and that on the ball of your foot, it's like the root of a tree going down into the earth. And so by using this visualization, we've used the idea of 𝐸𝐴 𝐸𝐴 yet again. We've moved our mind down into our toes. The qi follows downwards. You stop feeling dizzy. You start feeling much more connected. So keep your mind in your belly. And if you feel dizzy, keep your mind in your toes. Okay, let's slow this exercise to a gentle halt. It doesn't have to finish abruptly. It just slows down bit by bit by bit, and eventually comes to a stop. Lift the hands up in the air, gather qi up, and gently pull the qi down through your body. This is a balancing act as well, moving the qi out of your head, moving the qi out of your chest, bringing the qi deep back into your belly, and then relaxing the hands, and the qi just flows in the legs. Gather and lift. Gently pull. Draw qi down. Sink qi down, deep inside. Lift and gather. Pull. Draw. Sink. So our next exercise, forward and back bends. So all we have to do is lift up in exactly the same way as we've just done, gathering and lifting. This time we stretch up into the blue sky. Nice long stretch. We're going to do some simple back bends. So we just softly let our knees and hips drift forward and we gently lean backwards and up, gently backwards. Stretch up, gently backwards. Stretch up, back, stretch up. Now when we go forwards, we don't press our arms against our ears. We have a space between our arms and our ears, but we do coordinate our arms and ears. So first of all, arms and ears tip over, which just bends the nape of the neck. And then we go into the upper back, then we go into the middle back, then we go into the lower back, and then let the body hang down and relax. Back of the neck is soft and relaxed. Let the body just hang. Okay, good. So stretch down towards the toes and release. Imagine a line drawn between the roots of your toes where they come out of your foot. Stretch down towards that line and release. Imagine a line drawn between your insteps. Stretch down towards that line and release. And imagine a line drawn between your heels. Stretch down towards that line or as deep as you wish to go. And then relax and release. And let the body just hang. Lift the tailbone to point up behind you. And then swing the tailbone to the front of the body and start to assemble the spine, one vertebra at a time. And then bring up your head and your arms and your ears and slowly, slowly stretch. Come up, stretch up, hands in the blue sky. Knees and hips drift forward, you softly lean back. And up, back, and up, back. Stretch up, back, and up into the blue sky. Okay, so we do forward part now. Arms and ears tipping forwards, just bending the nape of the neck. The body stays straight. And then the upper shoulders start to bend, middle of the back starts to bend, the lower back starts to bend. We hang down. We can make the knees soft. Try and relax the back of the neck as much as you can. Let the body hang. Think about the foot split into 4 pieces, stretching gently down towards the toes. And then release in line with the roots of your toes. And release in line with your insteps. Stretch backwards a bit deeper each time and release. And then in line with your heels. Back as deep as you can and release and relax and let the body just hang down. So lift the tailbone to point up behind you. Push the tailbone to the front of the body. Roll the spine up and lift up the head and the arms and the ears. Stretch up, stretch up. Knees and hips drift forward and you softly lean back and up, back. Stretch up, back. Stretch up, back. Up into the blue sky, stretching long. Okay, so we're going to do the forward bends, but let's try and do them with our legs straight, which is going to give an extra stretch up the back of the legs. Straighten the legs and then let the arms and ears coordinate as they go over. And then we start to go into the upper back, start to go into the middle back, and we start to go into the lower back. Body hangs down and relaxes. Back of the legs nice and straight. Body just hangs here. Soften the back of the neck. Keep the legs as straight as you can though. And now stretch gently down towards the toes and you'll really feel the back of your legs opening up a bit more. And then release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. In line with our insteps. And release. Back towards our heels, deep bend. And relax and release, let the body hang. Lift the tailbone to point up behind us. Push the tailbone towards the front of the body. Slowly roll the spine up and lift up the head and the arms and the ears. Stretch up, stretch up. Release the knees and the hips forwards. We can softly go backwards and up, backwards, stretch up, backwards, stretch up, backwards, hands up in the blue sky. Last time then, nice straight legs, arms and ears tipping over, upper back, middle back, lower back bending. Keep the legs as straight as you can, let the body hang down and relax. Back of the neck is soft and relaxed. Sink down towards the toes and really feel the back of your legs stretching open. And release, in line with the roots of our toes. And release, in line with our insteps. And release, back towards our heels. And release. Lift the tailbone up behind, push tailbone to the front of the body, roll the spine up, head, arms and ears, stretch up into the blue sky, stretch up, stretch up. Knees and hips drift forward, you softly lean back and up, back and up, back, stretch up, back and up. Just draw the hands over the crown of the head for a moment, allowing chi to pour through the body. And then we release the hands down the sides, drifting down. Lift and gather. Gently pour. Drawing the chi to the very core of you. It gathers in your belly. And then we relax the hands and allow the chi to flow in the legs. So here we go, lift up. And pour down. Drawing the chi down, focusing the chi deep into the belly. Lift and gather. And gently pull. Draw the chi down, sink the chi deep into your belly, focusing deep inside. Okay, and then the last little warm-up exercise is side bends. So you see the progression. We've rotated the spine, we've forward bent and back bent the spine. Now we're going to bend it sideways, left and right. And that is your spine in great shape for the day. Okay, so lift up the right hand, gently breathe in, stretch up, and then as we breathe out, we gently tip over to the left-hand side. Feel the whole right side of the body kind of arcing open. Breathe and lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe and stretch up. Head across and open up the left side of the body. Feel the whole left side of the body. Breathe and stretch up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe and stretch up. Head across to the left side, pointing left, stretching open the right. Breathe and lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe and stretch up. Open up the whole left side of the body. Breathe and lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe and stretch up. Head left. Feel the whole right side of the body stretching and opening. Take a breath in, lift both hands up in the air. Stretch up, stretch up. And then drift the hands gently down the sides of the body. Sinking, settling, relaxing. We finish off by gathering chi. Lift up. Pour down. This just rebalances, settles, calms, relaxes, brings all our chi back into the core of our body. Allow the chi to flow in your legs naturally. Lift and gather. Gently pull. Lift and gather. And gently pull. Drawing the chi down. Sinking the chi deep inside. Lovely. Last time, let's bring the chi to our bellies. So we pull down all the way through the body, and then we're going to land our hands on top of the belly button. One hand on top of the other, on top of the belly button, holding the core of your body, chi deep inside, gathering behind your hands, your mind deep inside the belly. Chi starts to gather here. This is the storage area of chi, the foundation of our chi life. So we hold this chi deep inside. Lower Dantian chi is abundant. This abundance of energy. We store it here. It makes us really well, healthy, strong. So in Zheneng style Qigong, Zheneng sometimes is translated as wisdom style Qigong. In our wisdom style Qigong, we start off with a poem, Dr. Pang's 8 phrases. So Dr. Pang developed these 8 lines, Chinese characters, 4 of them per line. But as we know, when we put Chinese characters together in a line, they make up much more of an idea than just 4 strict translations of 4 characters. It becomes a much richer, bigger idea. What I intend to do is to sing Dr. Pang's 8 phrases for you. When we sing them, there are 10 lines. The last line gets repeated 3 times. But I'm going to sing them, and then I'll translate them for you to let you know what's going on. So it goes like this. Just relax into your chi, just settle down, just sink into your knees. Close the eyes, go deep inside, and just listen to the vibration of this song. We don't really even need to know what it means. It's nice to know, but we don't even really need to know because the information is concealed, contained inside the sounds. So it goes like this. tou tian ke di yun song yi chang wai ji yang ne ji yang yin yang bo qi shen zhu ai kong shen yu xiao ti zhou shen rong rong zhou shen rong rong zhou shen rong rong. That last line, zhou shen rong rong, we repeated 3 times. So important. Everything harmonizes with qi. So we're talking about gaining balance in our bodies, harmonizing our bodies with the energies around us. So the more we study into things like quantum science, the more we realize that everything is vibration. Everything is energy. Everything is chi. Just by harmonizing ourselves with the energy around us, rather than being at odds with everything around us, we start to try and bring ourselves into balance with everything around us. Start to try and connect ourselves to nature, to the trees and the water and the rocks and the stones and the grass and the landscape, rather than seeing that as something to be dominated. We start to see that we're just part of it. And this in itself is a really healing idea. We come across this Japanese therapy that's become very popular these days, which is called forest bathing. Quite simply, you can be prescribed forest bathing by your psychiatrist or doctor. Just go out and lie in the forest for an hour. Just absorb the energy from the nature around you. Just allow yourself to stop for a minute and become one with the chi field. Joshen Rong Rong. Harmonize with the chi around you. Give yourself time to stop. Give yourself time to sit in the garden. Give yourself time to lie in a park. Give yourself time to walk in nature with a quiet mind. Going for an hour's walk every day, but spending that hour talking to yourself about business, about relationship, about why did he say that? Why did this happen? Why, it's not going to do you any good. It might physically help your body, but your state still remains stress. So stress is brought about by desire. We build up these desires in our life. I want to have a big house because it's expected of me. I want to have a big salary because my family believes I should be good at it. I want to have this, I want to have that, I want to have the perfect partner. And all of these desires build up, and attaining them builds up this incredible stress inside us. Whereas if we just harmonize ourselves with nature, nature responds to us. Nature allows the things that we need to come to us. Maybe not the way you expect them to. Maybe you think to yourself, I have to be head of a huge corporation and I'm going to work somebody else's plan until I get to the very top. But you're always giving your energy away to somebody else's idea, somebody else's desires. That makes you stressed. We're told we're part of a team, but ultimately you're giving your energy to their team. So now when we harmonize ourselves in the chi field, when we harmonize ourselves with nature, we're starting to look after ourselves. We're just allowing ourselves to flow in nature, not force nature to fit to our desires. We spend so much time swimming up the river. It's time to turn round and flow with the river. It's time to become one with nature, to harmonize ourselves in the chi field. And how do we do that? Well, Dr. Pang's, that's only one line from his 8 phrases, but it's really the surmounting idea of it all. Harmonize yourself with nature. But the rest of it, well, the first line says, connect yourself to the earth, connect your head into the heavens. And the implication of that is harmonize yourself with nature, is let go of the kind of connections, let go of the sort of the solidity of your body, and now start imagining yourself dissolving into the chi of the earth, dissolving into the chi of the heavens, dissolving into the chi of nature around you. And the next line says exactly that. Let your body relax and let your mind expand. And so your mind starts to already expand out into the chi field around you. The instructions there are this exact idea: harmonize yourself with nature, let go of everything, and just allow your body to dissolve. And then it says to you, there's no difference between the inside of the body and the outside of the body. That is because we've harmonized ourselves with nature. We've dissolved into the chi field. And it says, no distracting thoughts, because our mind can really convince us that we're not able to harmonize with nature. Our mind can say, yeah, you're a very singular person and there's nobody else supporting you. It's just you against the rest of the world fighting. But that's only the left logical side of your brain. As soon as you relax, you start to go into a soft theta meditational state. Then we harmonize ourselves in the chi field. We harmonize ourselves with nature. And the battle for supremacy just dissolves, and we just see that it's completely false. We don't need to be fighting in that way. We just need to be flowing and allowing nature to come to us. So that line ultimately says, switch off the left of your brain so that you can harmonize with nature. And the next line says, dissolve yourself out into the universe. Well, there it is, harmonize with nature. And then the last line, or second last line, says, gather all the healing energy of the universe back into your body. So those two, go out into nature and come back from nature and constantly do it, open and close, out into nature. That is how we harmonize with nature. And so Dr. Pang's 8 phrases might just say, harmonize with nature, harmonize with nature, harmonize with nature, harmonize with nature, etc., etc. That would be the idea behind the whole thing. But it is about letting go, letting yourself dissolve. In his theory of Hunyuan entirety, the chi of the universe, he says there are only really 2 principal movements, and one of them is open. Allow yourself to open out into the universe. And the other one is close, which is draw the universe's healing chi back inside your body. And that's how we heal ourselves. When we open, we let go at the deepest level. We let go of all of that stress that we've been building up. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the director. You don't have to be the richest person. You just have to let yourself be a natural person, opening out and dissolving into nature. And then when we gather back, nature sees that we're no longer fighting it, and it starts to allow us to flow in the channel of nature where there is bounty, where there is enough for everybody. So by aligning ourselves with nature, we're already bringing good things into our lives, especially we're bringing our health into our life. So first of all, we're no longer stressing because we're flowing. That's the absolute key. We take away all this stress in our lives. And now We're just gently flowing with this beautiful, broad river. One of the absolute key aspects of that is the heart. How does your heart experience this life? Have the doors of your heart slammed shut? I'll never love anybody again. I'll never love the world. I'll never trust anybody. I'll never, all of these kind of layers of armor that stop us from being ourselves. Can you open your heart up for a minute? Can you let the love flow? I love you completely and totally. Allow yourself to open and feel the same. This chi space that we work in is a very safe chi space. We can allow ourselves to really be who we want to be. We can allow ourselves to really open in this chi space. No fear. Allow your heart to open to me as I open my heart to you, as every 𝐸𝐴𝐸 Qigong practitioner across the globe opens their hearts to each other. This vast family, open hearts across the globe, millions of people who are prepared to do the same for you, to welcome you in this chi family with open hearts. So when we have this open heart and love flowing, that puts us right in the middle of the Tao, the flow of nature. The question is, where do you want to head? What do you want to do? What's your life's work? What do you want to achieve? Well, anybody who's read my kind of, website and book and things like that knows that I'm headed in the direction of trying to open up a healing center. That's fine. I've figured that one out. But everybody's got their own little direction to move in. How do you know if it's a good direction? How do you know if what you want is the right thing? Well, there's only one story. That's your heart. So we move ourselves into this very liminal, relaxed chi state. We let the left side of the brain switch off at last. Oh, goodness. All the kind of logic pouring through, all the ideas, all the theories, all the thoughts, all the knowledge pouring through the left side of our brain. We just let that go. Let it go to sleep. Let it relax. And then in the quiet of your body, it's just your heart. Why not put your hands on your heart for a moment? Let the hands settle on the heart. You could test your heart in very kind of um, uh, obvious, radical ways if you wished. You could say, my life purpose is to be a soldier and go to war, and then see how your heart feels. Your heart's going, it's going, so it's crumpling inside your chest and going tiny, sort of heart size down to a kind of like a hard walnut size when you say something like that. You think to yourself, yeah, no, that's definitely not my aim. That's definitely not right for me. My heart doesn't want that. I mean, that's a silly, extreme example. But the idea is that you can ask your heart questions. Gosh, I really feel that in my heart. My heart didn't like that at all. Okay, so when we say something like, okay, so as I say, my life purpose, medicine's hospital, I don't feel anything but love when I say that idea. I feel very open. But if you even get a maybe, that's still no. So sometimes you can very clearly know from your heart, K-N-O-W, know from your heart that an idea is wrong for you. So we have to be in this quiet state to really find out, do I love this person? And then your heart says, maybe. And then you think to yourself, right, not the right person for me. Do I love this job? And the heart says, no. You think, right, I'm in the wrong place. I'm doing the wrong thing. What would I like to do? Should I be an artist that I've always wanted to be? Suddenly you feel your heart. Phil, oh, there we are. There's an answer. Maybe that's what I was looking for. Should I study medicine? And your heart opens up. Whatever it is, you know somewhere deep inside you what the real answers to these questions are. You can test with your heart to see if it's a yes or a no. You can test with your heart to see where you should be going. Would it be a good idea for me to go to Istanbul? Your heart says, maybe. You think, all right, I'm just going to take that as a no for the time being. Would it be a good idea for me to go to New York? So no. It says no, definitely at the moment. Would it be a good idea for me to go to some beautiful piece of countryside in the mountains? Yes, your heart loves that idea. So you get something very sort of simple about these things, but you get the idea of how we test our heart. What brings you joy and happiness? Because if it's bringing you joy and happiness, then that's you driving in the correct direction. If it's giving you maybe or definitely no, then that's not driving the right direction. The maybe is, maybe at some stage that will become the right direction, but at the moment, don't follow it. And then obviously a no, just don't follow it. So you can find the truth of what's best for you by listening to your heart, by listening to your heart. So how do you listen to your heart? You have to become very quiet. When you ask yourself a question, the first answer that comes up is always the right answer. The first answer that comes up is always the right answer. What do you do when you feel you have more or less the right answer? Well, that's more or less the direction that you want to take in your life. So you may be stuck in a job, but you think to yourself, the direction I want to go in is to have my own studio. I'm stuck working for someone else in their studio, but I want to move to my studio. So everything you do should gently move you in that direction. So let's say you want to have an artist studio. Start off, buy yourself a new box of pencils and put them away in a drawer and say, this is me building up my move to my own studio. Next week, you buy yourself some new paints and you put them in the box. And you see in your mind's eye a beautiful room, white, big windows with your, easel and your paints and a big comfy sofa and some coffee making machine. And you make that picture in your head, and every morning when you wake up, you think about your new studio. So you may be having to do your 9-to-5 work, but you're thinking about, this is where I want to go to. And now you've worked out in your heart the direction you wish to take. The universe will support you. Who knows? Maybe the person you're working for says, we have to close our business down unexpectedly. We're going to give you 6 months pay and I'm afraid your job is gone. And you think to yourself, here it is. The door's open. I can now open my studio. I have enough money in my bank. You had no expectation of that happening, but suddenly out of the blue, it just happens. Because what you're doing is constantly working with this idea. I see my new studio. I've bought one or two pieces for my new studio. I know where my new studio or what it's going to look like. Every morning I visualize it. Every morning I'm flowing in the right direction because now I know what I want to do with my life. Step by step, I want to move forwards towards that idea, towards that ideal. And nature will see what you're doing, and nature will help you to make that happen because you're flowing in the Tao and you're headed towards your life purpose. So be very, very honest with yourself. Listen carefully to your heart. Do I need this relationship? Do I need this job? Am I working in the right direction? Am I visualizing the right things? Just think about how you wish your life to travel, what direction you wish your life to move in. And are you pointed in the right direction? Or have you got your back to the right direction? Because it's time to turn round now and harmonize yourself in the chi field. It's time to find yourself flowing in the chi field. It's time to find yourself heading in the right direction rather than the wrong direction, with your heart open and your mind closed and quiet. Not your mind closed, that's not exactly right. Your mind, just the left part of your mind, just dormant. So it's not saying, we can't afford it. We can't do this. That's a bad idea. You know what your dad said. You know what all of these stories that your left side of the brain will throw up to you. Say, yes, quiet, go to sleep. I'm now headed in the right direction. I'm now pointing the right way. I've got the ship turned round. So at least we're sailing in the right direction now. And as soon as we turn the ship round, the wind changes and it starts to gently blow our sails. We think, we are moving in the right direction at last. And now nature is starting to support us. And the left logical side of your brain may be saying, but ships are dangerous and the wind is too strong and don't. And you say, yeah, it's all right. Don't panic. Everything is fine. We're headed in the direction we're supposed to be heading in now, at last. And interestingly, sometimes you may not have exactly the right direction, but you're more or less heading. You may be needing to go south, but you might be heading southwest. A little correction of your course. You might think, well, it's more or less right, but I don't quite understand. And then you think to yourself, maybe it's better if I don't have my own studio. Maybe it's better if I work in my friend's studio. And suddenly that little correction of the course might be all that's needed and everything feels much better. But at least in the first case, you're heading more or less in the right direction. You're no longer going north with somebody else's plan. You're now heading roughly in the right direction with your plan. And it might need little tweaks and changes and little moves in your heart and little moves in your mind, and little moves in the picture that you're drawing. But that's fine. At least you're generally heading the way you're supposed to head. So Dr. Pang's 8 phrases, incredibly powerful. Harmonize yourself with the chi field. And the chi field will give you what you need, will support you in your life. Trust the chi field. I was just thinking, I was just trying to work out, have I been teaching Qigong classes for 30 years? Maybe next year it'll be 30 years of teaching classes. no idea how on earth I managed to keep doing that. How I've managed to keep a roof over my head and my income and everything, but I just love doing it so much, and it just has supported me. I have just somehow bobbed along on the top of the surface without sinking. I love it with such a passion, and I just enjoy it so much. The universe is just, and that's another sign that you're, headed in the right direction universally, is that you have fun doing what you want to do. You really enjoy it. You're still doing it after 30 years with a smile on your face, getting up every morning and thinking, oh, good, it's class this morning. It's funny, I just think about it now and I realize just how much the universe has supported me in that and how much it's just, that's pointed in the right direction. It hasn't always been perfect, it hasn't always been exactly right, and I've made little changes along the way and things alter and change and follow. Find your life's purpose. Ask yourself, what is it I'm supposed to be doing? Although, I promise you, you know the answer to that question already. Deep down inside, you know the answer to that question. Everybody has a life purpose. Everybody has a direction to go in. Sometimes you need to make radical changes in your life. You need to be brave enough to flow with the Tao, to turn your ship round and sail in a different direction. That might mean you have to continue the journey on your own. That might mean you have to leave a job, you have to leave a country, you have to leave your house, you have to leave whatever it might be behind. You have to be brave enough. But don't make those crazy decisions based on what your brain says, because your brain is rarely ever right about these things. Only your heart knows the answer. And sometimes it's best just to sit in silence for as long as you can. And then when you feel you're at your stillest point, just say one word. You know, could be Morocco, or it could be divorce, or it could be India, or it could be new studio. Just see how your heart feels. See, does your heart feel heavy? Oh. Does your heart feel light? Ah. Does your heart say, maybe? You think, right, I haven't got that question right. I'll leave it for today, and I'll try and ask a variant of that question tomorrow. Maybe the variant is 6 months, a year, Morocco, Tangiers, Johannesburg, whatever it might be, and then see how you feel about that. Think, okay, that feels better. Interesting. So it's not immediate that I have to do something, but it could be something coming up soon. You think to yourself, right, okay, so there's a plan. So then I can start to think about how do I get there? I can start to visualize how do I do it? I can start to set up the picture of my new studio in Kuala Lumpur. You can start to think about how does it look, and then what will it be like, and how can I start to move towards it? And you think, right, well, if I save, £50 every month for 6 months, there's a plane flight to take me there, that kind of thing. So test your ideas deep inside your heart and see how your heart responds. The heart is the only place to gather this information, to understand this information. So let's open the doors of our heart. You can actually physically do this. Have your hands on your heart and then open them out. We'll say Kai. Your heart wide open and connected with my heart, connected with the hearts of every Qigong practitioner in our vast Shneng Qigong family. Bring back healing energy into your heart, saying her. You can land your hands on top of the heart, gently massaging the heart, allowing chi to flow deep inside, allowing your heart to heal. Gosh, our hearts can get so easily hurt. Hurt by lovers, hurt by disappointment, hurt by parents, hurt by grandparents, hurt by our expectations, hurt by our desires. Heart is such a delicate instrument, and it can be so deeply and emotionally damaged, scarred by life. But now we're giving our heart a new lease on life. We're going to open it up and say Kai. Kai is the Chinese word for open. Heart open, being healed by our big chi family. And then bring this healing chi back inside your heart by saying her, which is close, draw back, gather. We can land the hands on the heart. We can gently massage the heart. We can feel this healing energy going deep inside the heart. This might even extend to, some damage has actually physically been done to your heart. I think a lot of people had problems with their hearts during COVID, didn't they? And so the idea is that we can also heal the material, the physical part of the heart in the same way. Make sure that all the muscles around the heart are strong, the nerve connections to the heart are good, the little valves inside the heart are working well, the chambers of the heart are not filled with corrosion, the arteries are clear, the veins are working well. So why not actually feel that we can heal the physical heart as well when we do this. So we want the physical heart to be working just as well as the emotional aspect of the heart. So let's open that again, letting go of all the physical heart problems, all the emotional heart problems with Kai. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Letting go of all the hurt we've held inside our heart. Letting go of all the hatred we've gathered inside our hearts. Letting go of any of the malfunctions of the hearts. I don't know how do you know what I mean? Any of the problems of the hearts. Let go of everything, all of the physical and the emotional aspects. Open the heart wide. Everything dissolves. All of the problems gone. And then we gather back all of the physicality that's needed for the heart, all of the love that's needed for the heart by saying, her, her. You can let your hands land on the heart. You can feel your heart rebuilding, every cell in the heart working well, all of the emotions of the heart coming back into balance, all of the blood and chi system of the heart working well, the nervous system of the heart working well, the muscular system of the heart working well, every cell in the heart structure working well, all of the blood system, entire body working well, all of the nervous system of the entire body working well, all of the hormone system of the entire body working well, the emotional heart coming back into balance, the connection between your heart and nature in perfect harmony, your heart speaking the absolute truth to you. Never doubt what your heart tells you. The mind, gosh, it's got so much logic and stories, and we think basically of the heart as being the deep subconscious you. This subconscious you knows you better than any part of your body. And then the mind is the conscious part, but it's been covered over so much by all the stories of our life that it's no longer a trustworthy weather vane. The wind is blowing west, but it's suddenly pointing east for no reason at all. So we don't trust what the brain tells us because it's not reliable. We follow the direction of our heart because that is the true home of your 𝐸𝐴. So the 𝐸𝐴 is the spirit of your heart. The 𝐸𝐴 is the emperor, the guide of your body, the ultimate power. And the heart controls the mind as well. The heart controls everything throughout our body. But in principle, the heart is the master of the mind. The mind pretends it's the master of the heart, but it's just like a page boy pretending to be a knight, a child pretending to be an adult. It can pretend all that it wants. The truth is your heart is the emperor of your whole life, of your body. And the 𝐸𝐴 deep inside that spirit is the guide for everything in your life. So align your life with the flow of the Dana. Don't swim up rivers anymore. Don't push boulders up hills. Turn yourself around. Align yourself with the true flow of nature. Decide to do that now. With me. Decide to make this change in your life. To flow. Just to finish off, let the hands slide down to lower dantian, to your belly. And we'll just do 𝐸𝐴 3 times, gathering lots of qi back into the structural core of your body. So open out with 𝐸. And then draw this healing qi of the universe back into the fundamental store of your body. Open out and let your whole body dissolve. All illnesses, all problems dissolve. Bring back perfect healing, perfect balance, the perfect energy. Last time, let go of the deepest story of you. Let go of the old life. Gather in your new life. Deep inside, lower dantian, deep inside your belly. All of this qi gathers. This is the qi that helps turn your ship around. This is the qi that points you in the right direction. This is the qi that gives you the energy to make the change. This is the qi that helps you create the visualization for the new you, the new direction in your life. And we have all this energy deep in the belly, deep in this kind of battery storage pack, deep in the core of you. Just imagine this glowing ball of qi deep inside your belly. We can move it up our spine and into our heads, illuminate the brain. Shame, the poor brain, it's had such a a bad reputation today. It's been slagged off a lot, but what we're actually doing is we're now illuminating the brain and calming the brain and relaxing the brain and allowing the brain to be happy again, allowing the brain not to have to do all its crazy work, not to have to sort of drive the story on its own. The brain has been doing the best it can because it hasn't had the deep foundation of the heart. It hasn't had the deep connection into the body. So on its own, it's just been little brain running around doing crazy things. But now we draw the chi up the spine and we incorporate the brain into the whole story. And the brain starts to follow the heart. It starts to follow our life. It starts to become one. It's no longer running on its own, this kind of rogue program on its own. It's now back and becoming harmonious with the body once more. And once we calm our brain down a bit, once we take the heat off our poor brain, and we just allow it to become part of the family again, everything starts to flow so much better. So just imagine this chi flowing up and connecting with the brain illuminated, every cell in the brain working well. We think about our sensory organs, the eyes, the ears, nose, throat, mouth, everything working really, really well. We think about the throat and the neck and the thyroid in there, perfect balance, working well. Down into our shoulder joints and down to the elbows and the wrists, down to our hands. Chi flowing well, relaxing the muscles, relaxing the shoulders, making the joints work well. We think about the chi in our spine, coming down from the skull, through the neck, into the upper chest, and then all the organs like the lungs and the heart working well, the ribs wrapping around like a big chi hug, they're working well, down to the middle of the body, into the liver and the spleen, pancreas, and the kidneys, and the whole of the digestive system really working well, down into the lower part where we have our urinary system and excretory system, everything working well, but also the hip joints, the pelvis, into the down to the tailbone, the whole of the spine, and of course incorporated in that the nervous system as well, from the brain coming all the way down the spine, branching out into all these organs, down the arms, all the way down to the feet. So we have the hips and the hip joints, and then the structural part of that into the thighs, and then into the knee joints. Fill your knees with chi, down to the calves, down into the ankles. Fill your ankles and Achilles with chi, down to your feet, to the tips of your toes. The whole of the body filled with chi, blood and chi flowing well round your body. All of the functions of your body are working well. And then we think about the soles of our feet, the skin underneath the feet, and then up the back of the body, the skin layer, all the way up and over the top of the head and down the front of the body, the skin layer. Just imagine your skin glowing, working perfectly, absolutely beautiful. And then again, underneath the feet, we think about the Wei Qi layer. So this is a layer of Qi, a couple of, about say 5, 8 centimeters thick. This layer of Qi underneath the feet, up the back of the body, over the top of the head, down the front of the body, encompassing the whole of your body, like a layer, like a protective shield of energy, like a knight in shining armor. You have this wonderful layer of protective armor around your body. And then finally, underneath the feet, a meter below, a meter behind, a meter to the sides, a meter above, a meter in front, a huge chi bubble. We call it the chi body. This vast bubble of chi protects you and connects you to the outside world, connects you appropriately to the outside world. See yourself as this layered being of light from very deep inside your dantian, radiating outwards through all of these layers out into the universe. Just feel this incredible structure of your body working well. You are healthy. Things are changing in your body because of this session we've done. Everything is healthy. All functions of your body returning to perfect working order. You are healthy. Feel that idea. You are healthy. Your life is heading in the right direction. When you head in the right direction, all of the resources of the universe start to flow for you. When you turn your ship around, money starts to flow, love starts to flow, joy starts to flow, happiness starts to flow. Sometimes we have to go through a few rough waves as we turn our ship round. But eventually, when you're headed in the right direction, everything starts to pour into your life. So now you are healthy. You're headed in the right direction. Blood and chi flow well through your body. Your body is in perfect working order. Sometimes energetically we make these changes and the physicality takes a little bit longer to change. But every single day we move a millimeter in the right direction and your body changes a tiny bit and a tiny bit, and your thoughts change and your life changes a tiny bit and a tiny bit. And eventually it all builds up to just keep sailing in the right direction, and everything will eventually change for you. So let's gather our hands onto the belly. You can take your hands behind you and then sweep them out to the side and gather a huge, great big ball of chi. And then you can gather this ball, imagine it in front of you, and squeeze it into lower dantian. Hold it deep inside your belly. Lower dantian chi is abundant. Blood and chi flow well through your body. All functions of your body are perfect working order. Put a big smile on your face. Let's do 3 circles around the belly button. So we draw 3 circles around. This kind of pulls any excess chi and brings it back into this core storage area deep inside your belly. And then let's go 3 circles in the opposite direction. And this just brings our practice to an end, brings us back into the body, brings us back into this physicality, brings us back into this moment. But it doesn't bring back the old you. It brings back the new you, the changed you, the different you. So just stand here for a moment. Put a big smile on your face. Feel every part of your body working well. You are healthy. All functions of your body return to perfect working order. Put a big smile on your face. Slowly open your eyes. Oof, and then let's just bring a little bit of movement back into the body. You can move the hands a little bit. Stretch the shoulders. Move the feet a little bit. Shake out. So, how do you want to move your body? Do you need to bend? Do you need to stretch? If you're bending, please do so really, really slowly. Just get your body back into a bit of movement. And when you come up even more slowly, because you can make yourself feel terribly dizzy if you rush yourself up. Just stretch in whatever way you need to stretch. Get your body moving again. We've been standing for 70, 80 minutes, something like that. And so, yeah, sometimes we just need to get everything shifting again. Very good. Okay, so to finish off, we say haola. So haola is like a stamp. It says good already. Haola, good already. Everything we've done is already sorted. So I put my hands up in the air, shout 1, 2, and we say haola together. So lift your hands up. 1, 2, haola. 1, 2, haola. 1, 2, haola. Oh, lovely. And then to finish off, a little salute. You bring the right hand up and the left hand down, and then you pull the fingertips together. You put the thumbs on the end, like a yin and yang symbol. It's called entirety hands. Thank you so much for keeping me company here today. It's been lovely. And of course, this will go up onto YouTube. And then if you see it on YouTube, please spread it around, send it to your friends, and it'll always be there along with the other 170 other classes you can look at. And yeah, we were going to do another class today, but in fact, that'll probably happen next week. This one took its own particular direction. So today we were just flowing with the chi, and a different class came out. And so one day soon we'll be doing a breathing class. But yeah, I don't make this happen. It just kind of happens on its own. Really nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Bye. Bye. Have a lovely day.